So this is all the pipeline that we use for genotyping, and it can be used for any crop, but right now we are just using it for industrial hemp. There is another lab that does rice, and we have been doing some sweet potato and some sugarcane too. So here we have a genotyping pipeline. It's from the LGC company, the Biosearch Technologies. The pipeline helps us in genotyping. So what is genotyping? So we try to detect small genetic changes or small changes in the genome of an organism, and we use markers to detect those, and that's what we do here. So this is the first step here. So the first step in doing any genotyping is extracting DNA, and we extract DNA. We can do it from a leaf, from a seed, from a small part of a stem, any part, or a root. So we extract DNA, and then for this pipeline, we don't need extra pure DNA. Any kind of DNA works, and so we try to extract DNA, and the first step is try to replicate into plates so that we can run as many markers as possible in a shorter amount of time. So this equipment helps in replicating it into plates. So this one can do from 96 well plate to 384 and then 1536, and that can be done within a minute. So by hand it will take forever for us to do it, but this one helps to do it quickly. So this way we just take DNA from the 96 well plate, it will aspirate it, and then based on the molds we change the molds and try to put the first one, and then take the 384 well plate, put it in, and it's dispensing into the first wells. So this does it in a quadrant format, and so that way the 96 samples are dispensed into 384 well plate in a quadrant. From here, the next step would be going to the Meridian to dispense the assay and also the master mix. And this is a Meridian. So this Meridian auto dispenses assay and master mix together into these plates in a precise amount, and this is done based on the needles here. So we can do 8 assays at a time, and this can take 2 plates of 384, and this is done in a very short amount of time. First thing is it washes itself. The wells wash itself. After it washes itself, it resets, and then when we put the plate here, the plates need to be barcoded, and the barcoded plates are identified using a software. The Meridian does dispensing of the liquid and the master mix together into the plates. After dispensing the liquid, in these plates we have the DNA, we have the assay, which is the marker, and also the master mix. The master mix has the dyes that helps us identify or differentiate 2 different genotypic lines that we have in this plate. So after we do that, the next step would be sealing the plate. So sealing is done in 2 steps. The first one will use the temperature, high temperature, to seal it, and then this one uses just the laser to seal each well individually. So this is called a cube, and it seals using heat. After that is done, we'll take and put it over here, and this will seal using laser. So this is how the laser seal happens. Each well is sealed separately so that no evaporation occurs during the hydrocycler. And then after that, we come to the hydrocycler. Put the plate here and start our cycle. So what this is doing is, this one has 3 different tanks, water tanks at 3 different temperatures. So we put the hydrocycler conditions here. We can change the conditions as we like. So it differs from crop to crop and also from one marker to another. So for this one, we put it at 94 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes and it goes on. So it has multiple cycles. So what it is doing is, it's PCR reaction, and so it's trying to amplify the genetic material that we cut, and so it's trying to multiply it many times so that the dye in the later step can identify it. After the hydrocycler is done, we take the plate, dry it enough, and then this is a Ferrastar, and so this kind detects different dyes in the wells. And so based on that, the fluorescence, we get the readings. We put it, and then we take the plate number. That way we know which measurements we are taking, and then say start measurement. It runs and it detects 2 different dyes are in the master mix. So based on how much dye is in each well, it's gonna take the fluorescence reading, and those readings will go directly into the computer. So after we get the results from the Ferrastar, what the software does is it identifies the readings and puts it into graphs, and this is how the results can be viewed by us. So what are we trying to do here is this: on the x-axis we have the homozygotes, on the y-axis we have another sequence. So there are 2 different things, and so based on the alignment, based on the dye that we had on the fluorescence reading, the points are on different graphs, and so these are closer to the x-axis and these here are closer to the y-axis. Based on that, we differentiate them. So in a nutshell, I just want to talk about what we are doing here. How does the genotyping help? So the genotyping helps in identifying a trait that is different, one trait that is different in the population. So for example, for hemp, for industrial hemp, male and female is one important trait. We do not want any males in the CBD lines. So what we are trying here is I have identified a marker that differentiates males and females. And so this is an example of that. So after doing all the process, when I get the results, I see, and this one closer to the x-axis, these are all the females here, and these here are the males. So based on this, I go back to the plate, the master plate. I go back to the master plate and see where my males are and where my females are, identify those lines and just eradicate the males in the field. So in that way, we do not have to wait for the plant to grow till the inflorescence comes out to identify them as males and females. And if we wait for that long, sometimes it's too late because the pollen has already shed, which we do not want in the CBD lines. So what we are trying to do is, if there is a trait like a disease resistance and susceptibility, we try to identify, go to the location in the genome and try to identify how they are different, how the susceptible plant is different to the resistant plant, and make a marker out of it and do all the process and identify in a 1,000 or in a million population, see which ones are resistant and which ones are susceptible. This way we can identify as soon as the plant grows which ones are susceptible and take them off so that the resistant population moves forward in the breeding.